Hey everybody, I've been holding off on making another video until I had something worth showing, and I still don't really have anything worth showing, but I'm going to do it anyway. I've been working on that Frankenstein, as Jimmy Ledford called it, the Frankenstein body. I've been working on that so much that I haven't really been doing a whole lot else. But today I finally decided to get back on this 34 Willys a little bit. I got working with the roll cage. The chassis. I'm not making a whole lot of progress because there's nothing kit based really. I mean, this is a basic scratch build on everything. I made a front axle, and actually that's the second one I made because the first one didn't have enough drop in it. Made the spindles, made the tie rod. It's not 100% square, but it'll work, I'm sure. I have it. I made the leaf springs, and I have these just white glued on to get the location. The rear is a cast resin piece that I made, and the coilovers. The frame is all scratch built. Ladder bars are cut down from 41 Willys kit. Motor mounts scratch built. I did get the front end cut off, which I'm going to probably hinge it, or it's going to be removable, but I don't know if it's going to be hinged or just come off. I did pick an engine, and I'm going to go with a big block Mopar. I don't use Mopars in much of anything, so I figure I'm gotta do something different rather than the small or big block Chevy all the time. So I'm going to use the Mopar, and I'm going to use a Hillborn type injection. It's actually a big block Chevy, but the port layout is the same on a big block Mopar, or actually it might be a small block Chevy, but either way it's same port layout for intake and exhaust, so I can use that injection manifold. I could use a set of small block headers if I needed to, small block Chevy, but I don't know what I'm going to do for headers yet since I'm not to that point. But this is what I've been really putting all my time into lately, and right now it still looks kind of Frankensteinish because it's all different colors, and it's really hard to tell where I'm at as far as body work because of the different colors. But everything that's black was from a 90 Cougar, and everything that's white was from 83 Cutlass, and the clear here, that was from a Beretta. That was a resin casting of a Beretta roof, and all the other white is just sheet styrene or square stock or round stock, just different styrene pieces. I'm almost to the point of putting some primer on to see what it looks like. Like I said, it's kind of hard to tell with all the different colors, and I don't know how square everything is. I mean, I tried to measure everything as best I could and keep it the same side to side. The hood's reworked from the Cutlass. I took off the little bulge that was in there. I put a sheet of styrene underneath, added to the length in the front here with a sheet of styrene, and put these little strips in to move like this. This was like a high, it had a step down in the center, and it was kind of more in line with the headlights in the real car. So what I did is I just added pieces in there to move it in a little bit. I made a grill out of a Willys. I'm not done with that yet, but this was a Willys grill, and I just filed a groove in the center of it, put a piece of styrene in, and it's going to go in here. I got a little bit more work to do on it to fit it together, and I've got to cut out parking light holes again. I had them, but I did a lot of reworking on the front end here after, from what I had. I keep staring at these pictures and realizing, things that are not right, so I keep trying to reshape, and I added this piece to bring this to a peak. I was sanding it flat, and then I realized it kind of has a peak in it, so I made that to give it a peak. And I got some more filler to sand off here, but all my filler's been super glue and baking soda, and I mistakenly filled in the door lines here and had to rescribe it, because that's supposed to be, that's where that's going to be. The rear quarter window on this side was different from the other side, so I made a paper pattern here so I could try to keep the sizes the same. I mean, something doesn't look right here to my eye. Something looks like it's like twisted, but I don't know. I'm just going to keep going and see what happens. I put a piece of styrene on and sand most of it away just to get that little wedge in there. I had a big, pretty big square stock piece on there like this, glued onto there, and then by the time I sand away, there's nothing left. Same with up here by the headlight. I needed that little slopey part, so I had to put a piece on there and sand away what I didn't need. I'm learning a whole lot about sculpting styrene, but I'm hoping once I shoot some primer on it that it'll maybe resemble the Calais that it's supposed to look like up there. Now all my pictures I'm using are from Google, and they're just the stock body. It seems like there's a lot more views of a stock body car than there is that pro stock car. And it basically started as a stock body back then, or panels anyway. So I think I'm in the right direction. I got some reshaping to do in the wheel openings back here. I got to make a little bit more of a flare. Anyway, I'm not going to post this video right now. I'm going to wait until I shoot some primer on, then I'll add to it, and everybody can see what it looks like when you don't see all the different colors. That really throws your eyesight, throws off your vision of what you're looking at by seeing all the different colors. And I realize that I'm going to be in for way more body work than I can imagine, because again, seeing it like this, you don't see all the little imperfections, but once I get primer on it, I know it's going to show everything. So I'm still working at it, and like I said, I'm going to add to this video later, so stay tuned. Okay, everybody, we're back with some primer on Frankenstein, and I'm glad I wasn't expecting too much, because I'd have been really disappointed, because it's ugly. It's really ugly. I hadn't done any filling except with super glue and baking soda, and just by sanding and feeling it with my fingers and looking without any primer on, I didn't think it was going to be as bad as it is, but it's going to take a whole lot more work. Let me know, anybody, if you think this kind of resembles a Olds Calais, like the pictures here. I know what I started with, so I know what I'm seeing. Like, I know I started with a Cougar, Cougar and a Cutlass, so I'm looking at it and I'm still seeing a Cougar. So you people who are like not already brainwashed by it like I am, let me know what you think. I mean, do you think this resembles the Calais? I got a lot of hours in this thing. I would say I gotta have at least 40 hours, and I'm a long way from finished. I think once I put some putty on the really rough spots and sand it off, get rid of some of the ugly and get it smoothed out a little bit, I think maybe I won't be so negative about it. The hood primer at the bottom too, but there's a lot of like this here. I put a big piece of styrene on just to make that little point. It was like less than a 1/16 of an inch that I left after I got done sanding, but the hood kind of fits decent. I'm hating that black marker here, the Sharpie. I know from previous experience, if you put Sharpie on, you can't cover it with primer, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do there, because it's, you get super glue on top of it, so you can't get it off. And I got it in a couple spots on the body. I'm hoping with enough sanding and priming, maybe I can cover it. I took the parking lights out of the Cutlass. I was going to just put holes in there, but I wasn't happy with it, so I cut a big hole, cut the little parking lights out of the Cutlass, sunk them in there, and filled all around it. Also, get this off of my stand. I seem to have pretty much the right contour here. I did add some more styrene to the back, but I'm kind of wondering if they're not big enough even, because compared to the front, they look smaller than the front. So I may go in there with my Dremel tool and make them bigger, and then I may have to put a new molding on it. The back, I think, kind of looks like a Calais. The tail lights and trunk lid and back bumper cover. Even the back window. Like I think I might have nailed it there, but get my fingers out of the way. I don't know. I still think I got the right idea. But like I said, let me know what everybody thinks. I mean, am I wasting my time here? Or do you think this has some potential to look like a Calais? So that's it for now, because I made this video in 2 stages and I haven't done anything else to the Willys. I've been spending so much time on this body. So I'm going to finish it off, and next time I show it, I hope to have some of the ugly taken off of it and have it look a little bit less Frankensteinish. Alright, we'll see you next time.